I didn't plan to come here. The mall wasn't part of any plan I had left. I ran because the street behind me stopped being safe, and the street ahead of me looked worse. I ran until my lungs burned, and my legs started making decisions without asking me first. The mall was just there. Automatic doors, wide glass, bright enough inside to feel like another world. They opened when I got close. That should have scared me. It didn't. I stepped inside, and for a moment, nothing felt wrong. The lights were on. The floors were clean. There were maps on the walls showing stores that still existed. There was even a welcome mat. It said, "Come back soon." I stood there longer than I should have, waiting for something to happen, waiting for the illusion to break. Nothing did. Outside, the world was ending loudly. Inside, it felt like the pause between breaths. I walked slowly, not because I was careful, but because I didn't want to be the first thing to disturb the place. Every step felt like it mattered, like the building was listening. I passed stores that looked untouched, shoes lined up perfectly, shirts folded the way someone had been paid to fold them, mannequins frozen mid-motion, smiling at no one. It didn't look abandoned. It looked interrupted. I kept expecting to see signs of panic, broken glass, overturned displays. Anything that said people had run. There was none of that. The mall hadn't been evacuated. It had been left behind. I found food sooner than I expected. Vending machines still full. Pretzels under heat lamps that had long since gone cold. I ate standing up, glancing over my shoulder, half convinced someone would tell me to stop. No one did. That was when the quiet started to feel heavy. Not empty. Occupied. I didn't hear them at first. I felt them. That sensation you get when you're being watched, even if you don't know by whom. I looked up. At the top of the escalator stood a man holding a baseball bat. He didn't raise it. He didn't lower it. He just held it like he'd already practiced this moment in his head. Behind him were two others, a woman with a backpack pulled tight against her chest, her eyes moving constantly, and a kid, no older than 16, holding an axe that looked like it weighed as much as he did. We stared at each other for a long time. Nobody spoke. Nobody smiled. Finally, the man with the bat nodded once. "Thought you were one of them," he said. His voice sounded tired, not scared, not angry, just tired. He asked if I was alone. I said yes. That seemed to matter. He introduced himself as Frank. The woman was Lena. The kid's name was Evan. They'd been here since the second night. They'd watched people try to break in. They'd watched people bang on the glass. They didn't open the doors. I didn't ask what happened to those people. Frank showed me the food court, what they'd cleared, what they hadn't touched yet. He talked about rationing like it was something he'd done before. Maybe he had. When the sun started to go down, they closed the gates. Metal barriers slid into place in front of stores. Hallways narrowed. The mall felt smaller. Safer. We sat near a directory sign and ate quietly. No one talked about what was outside. No one talked about what would happen if the lights went out. Eventually, Frank said, we should try to sleep while we could. I lay on the floor near a sporting goods store, staring at the ceiling. It was painted like a sky, blue, fake clouds. I thought about how many people had walked under that ceiling without ever looking up. I thought about how easy it had been to believe the mall was safe. I slept. When I woke up, the lights were still on. No one was gone. Nothing had broken in. For a moment, I believed we'd found something real. Then I noticed the doors, the glass entrance at the far end of the corridor, unshattered, untouched, unlocked. I asked Frank about it. He looked at the doors for a long time before answering. They've never locked, he said. The mall was never meant to keep people out. It was built to let them in.